For the first time in 18 years, the Hobart Tassie Devils make a return appearance at the deck in a one-off extravaganza. Hello everyone, welcome to the Durham Entertainment Centre here in Hobart for this great reunion game between the Hobart Tassie Devils and the Hobart Chargers. It's been years since we've seen the likes of Wayne McDaniel, David Stiff, Darren Smith, Nigel Dunn, Mark Nash, Anthony Stewart, just to name a few. Cal Bruton even going to suit up as well this afternoon. It's going to be a fantastic game and we're looking forward to it. The Hobart Chargers, an up-and-coming team on the rise, and they got the win against the AIS last night. Obviously today is Saturday as we record this game, and good to see that the Chargers have found some form and they're looking pretty confident going into the derby against the Northwest Thunder, which will happen in a couple of weeks. So both teams, you know, certainly the Chargers are in form. So let's go to the starting lineups for both teams.
Let's start off with number 3, Deborah George. Let's give Deborah George a number 6, Dwayne Davey. I've also got number 4 here, Damien Pace. Give Damien Pace a big round of applause. Number 7, Ken Brown. Number 10, Michael Klapsis. Number 11, I work with him at Southern Cross Ontario, Tom Wright. Number 12, Terry Mazunda. Number 13, Khalil Hartwell. Number 14, Callum Barker. Number 21, BJ Radcliffe. And let's also make welcome to the deck, Coach Paul Davey, Assistant Coach Dwayne Davey, team managers Darren Cranfield and John Dunlop, and our physios for this afternoon, Bruce Chalmers and Chris Hutton.
Hey, big congrats to the Chargers too last night.
Yes, big congratulations to the Hobart Chargers.
Okay, here we go. Let's introduce the Hobart Devils, the Tassie Devils, number 4, Mark Nash. Also number 4, David Stitt. Number 9, Andrew Whitty. 15, Curtis Coleman. 23, a personal favourite of mine, Anthony Stewart. 24, Paul Bromley. 25, Mark Bellamy. 33, Aaron Douglas. 34, Wayne McDaniel. 33, Nigel Dunn. 40, Darren Smith. 44, Tim Brenton. And the next two who played the original game and the very first game at the deck. Murray Shields, the 44, and Cal Brenton, also March, and team manager Bruce Chalmers. Welcome guys, what a lineup.
And we've got another one on the list. We've also got Joe Cherry as well, who's one of our trainers for tonight.
Now these guys are going to have a 3-minute warm-up. Now traditionally when the Tassie Devils used to play as a deck, what would happen is the crowd would stand and clap until they score the first points. So if we could do that, we will do that. Before the warm-up though,
We're going to go with the Australian anthem, yes, we play the anthem today, performed by Wayne McDaniel. Give Wayne a big round of applause. Thanks, Wayne.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is girt by sea. nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful strains, then let us sing. Advance Australia fair.
Well, how about that from Wayne McDaniel, turning back the clock and win the national anthem. Great to see. Of course, Wayne McDaniel sang the last national anthem in the final game for the Hobart Devils back in 1996. And great to see Mac still got a true singing voice. I could tell you by trade he's an actor, I believe. An actor, a singer, also a basketball coach, and good Lord, it's amazing what these players do in retirement. So we've got tip-off very shortly. As you can see, both teams warming up. Certainly going to be a fantastic game. A good crowd in. Great to see the deck back in its old familiar self. Unfortunately, no corporate boxes or anything like that. The two stands that do come out at the both baselines are not out today due to some other events happening here at the deck. So at least we've got the old seats up there, as you can see on your screen, and a good crowd. There's some, I reckon there'll be some die-hard supporters in the crowd. Great to have you with us here, and certainly hope you enjoy going back to the glory days. So the Hobart Tassie Devils were, back in the league from about 1983 through to 1996. So today we're going to see a vast majority of players. As you can see, there's Cal Bruton, the former head coach. There's Murray Shields, Big Murray, who played in the 80s. Anthony Stewart, who started his career here in Hobart before going to Perth in 95 and then winning a championship with them. Timmy Brenton came across in 96 and he came from Adelaide after some issues with coach Mike Dunlap back in the day in 94. Nigel Dunn, who played with the Tassie Devils and is a local, lives in Kingston. He's also suiting up. Nashi, the former Devil, of course, and the current Hobart Lady Chargers coach is suiting up here as well too. So as you can see, there's Curtis Coleman as well. He played very early on back in the first few years of the Devils days. Darren Smith, who's been around the league but started his career in Hobart as well too. Team manager down there, Bruce Chalmers, who's been with the team through thick and thin over a good 13 years. He's great. He's very happy to see the boys back. And as you can see, having a talk with referee Michael Mundy there. Paul Crombie there in the background as well too, as you can see, an electric three-point shooter. Mark Bannerbeek, who was a development player and got some court time with the actual Devils team in the last season, 96, is playing as well too. So as you can see, both teams just warming up. This is, really good to see Hobart back on the national stage kind of thing. This is a one-off. This is a whole lot of fun. Hopefully the NBL can take some notice and hopefully we can get a national team back in the league at some stage. So we're still going down with the warm-up, as you can tell. So the referees, obviously, for today's game are Michael Mundy there in the black and white top. Nigel Bradshaw, he's in the one with the Mitsubishi logo going on the sideways, and of course Andrew Bradshaw in the bit more lightish grey there, you could say, the lightest grey NBL top. So a bit of old school kind of gear happening, which is great to see. We're going black and white, and then we're going the old NBL greys, which is fantastic. The Hobart Tassie Devils, of course, have got their traditional away and home strips there, the green and the white, and so there's some tops there from 96. I think there's some tops there from 93, 94 by the looks of it. So we've obviously kept them intact for over 18, 20 years, and they still fit them. It's unbelievable, which is great. The coach for the Hobart Devils is none other than the man, Don Hanson, who is a legend back in his day in basketball here in Hobart. It was a great expert commentator for the ABC network when they covered the Hobart Devils games, especially at the Kingra Sports Centre at the Devils Den, and has coached a numerous amount of senior local sides here in Hobart back in his day. Retired now, of course, and just following along at home. He resides in Sanford, which is a good 40, 45-minute trip outside of Hobart. So great to see Don making the trip down today and coaching as well too. He assisted by none other than Cal Bruton. Of course, Cal being a former head coach from 91, I think 91, 92, and then a little bit of 93 before giving the axe, unfortunately. But Cal did bring some great stuff down here in Hobart, so he's assisted by him. So it looks like both teams are in the huddles. We're about to get underway here as the referees try to sort out a basketball there, as you can tell. Cameron Brown in the background there, an up-and-coming Hobart Charger. Kicking the ball to himself. Crowd just building up immensely. Paul Davey, the head coach of the Hobart Chargers, addressing the troops now. And I don't know how Hobart Chargers are going to actually take this game. Are they going to take it seriously? Are they going to take it fun? You know, we're just not sure. This is going to be a great exhibition game. But whether or not the serious factor, you know, who knows? It could go well. It could be very high or it could be very low. So we'll soon find out. So both teams making their way out to the floor. I can see Mac is coming onto the floor there. He's just about to start. Hopefully we'll pan the camera across and see what's going on. So to get underway. Now there's a familiar song that happens before tip-off, which is a song by Michael Jackson called The Way You Make Me Feel. So the crowd's going to, you know, get up and clap along, and this is going to make for a great atmosphere to the start of this basketball game. That's for sure. So this is going to be good. So the crowd is getting to their feet here at the deck, at the Devil's Den. And this is going to be fantastic. Starting for the Hobart Tassie Devils. We'll call them the Hobart Tassie Devils, why not? Anthony Stewart, Darren Smith, Andrew Beattie finally playing. He told me pre-game this is his actual first game as a Devils player. He never seen time on the floor back when he was a development player in '96. So he's on the floor. Wayne McDaniel's on the floor, and David Stiff as well too. For the Hobart Chargers, it's Cahill Hartrell and Tommy Wright, the captain, with Callum Barker. I believe Thierry Masunda is in that starting five as well too, along with Deborah George. The crowd anticipating, they are on their feet, they're looking forward to this. This is going to be exciting. First time, 18 years since we've had a game here at the deck. Unbelievable, it's great to see. We need to thank everyone that's put the behind-the-scenes people putting this together, and it's going to be Stiff and Hartrell in the jump as referee. Michael Mundy gets it up, and the tip won by Chargers, but then Andrew Beattie stole it away, and Darren Smith will have first use of the ball. He gives it off to Beattie. In turn now to McDaniel, looking for his shot, gives a little fake, and then goes to Darren Smith with the fadeaway. Darren Smith gets us starting in term number one. So great start there by the Devils. Good offensive set to start off with. Ball down low now with Hartrell. Stiff with the steal. Goes out to Barker for two and responds. So with two apiece here, early stages, probably the first 30 seconds. McDaniel into Smith, and then Smith gets fouled by Masunda, and Darren Smith will go to the line for two. So Darren Smith, very decorated career, played with some numerous clubs as he went along. He went to Sydney after leaving the Devils after '96, and then went to the Victorian Titans, and then finished off his career with the then called Victoria Giants. He misses both free throws, a little bit shaky to start, still plays regularly too, Darren Smith, by the way. Here's Tommy Wright with the turnaround J. That's off. Barker and Stiff go for the rebound. Eventually comes to Beattie. Beattie now going through a set of hands, trying to pass it to Smith, and Smith unfortunately couldn't reach him. Maybe back in his youth that might have happened. So Chargers to start it with. Down with Masunda, now he's Barker. Ball getting kicked around here. Hartwell post up high. Smith with the steal. Smith is cleared and cleared for takeoff. Oh, Oh, Darren Smith winding back the clock. Still has hops. Woo! Great dunk by Darren Smith. Devils up by 2. Debba for the response. That is a ring rimmer and rims out. Stiff for the rebound and Devils are off and running. Stiff with the rare ball carrying duty. Stewart for the 3. Hits a brick. George with the rebound. And now the ball quickly up the floor. Tommy Wright with it on the other side there. Kicks it back to Debba. So Debba looking, exploring. Stiff with the interception. Gives it to Smith. Smith just wanting to settle this. Looking around. Beatty now in terms Stewart. Good ball movement here by the Devils. McDaniel looking for his shot. Looking for his options. Goes strong. Rejected by Barker. I think the younger got the better of McDaniel there as George brings it up. George with a little bit of a shimmy shake. A flat 3 is off. Tommy Wright with the rebound. Now Masunda for 3. Doesn't go. Beatty gets the rebound. Beatty coming up the floor. Looking around. Hopefully Devils will just go into just a nice set here. They want to slow the tempo down here. McDaniel for the long 2. Just off. Now Hartwell with the rebound. Hartwell with some ball carrying duties himself. He's right. Puts up the 15-footer and no, doesn't get the use of a friendly roll. Mack with the rebound. Now gives it in turn to Smith. Smith looking for his options. Goes cross court to Stewart for the 3. That's long and ball goes out of bounds. And no, Stiff for the rebound into McDaniel. Nearly got the 2. Great save by Stiffy. And Stewart again gets another offensive board. He's looking inside, goes in turn to Smith. Smith just does a little pirouette, gives it off back to Stiff for the 2. Bang! He gets it down. Devils up by 4. Let's see how long they can maintain this good form as George. Again, a little cross step, misses the 3. Mack with the rebound. Here's Smith again. Behind the back, going one-on-one with Masunda. Gets the and 1. And will go to the line for a bonus. Great play by Darren Smith. And the Devils just showing signs of what we have used to being seeing. So, as I said, Darren Smith still plays competitively over in Melbourne. He plays in a church basketball league, and I can tell you, he still has game and makes the free throw on this occasion. So, Devils up by 7. Yeah, probably gone a few minutes already. We don't have a clock, unfortunately. The scoreboards are a little bit out of whack, so we're going by the score table. The original score table, by the way, too. Original score table members from the Devils days. As there was a shot missed down the other end. Mack going to work now. Mack with the turnaround J. It's off. George with the rebound. He's looking to go. Puts on a shimmy shake. A few moves. Goes inside. Nice pass into Tom Wright, who will make the 2. Nice play there by the Chargers. So down by 5. It's Stewart now with the ball as subs are starting to get ready, so we're going to see some interesting faces come out the floor. Stiff trying to make a pass to Beatty, was never intended on. George now goes one way, goes the other, spins, trying to look good defensive pressure by Andrew Beatty. Goes up the floor to Anthony Stewart, who couldn't get it, and Stewie says hello to the fans as we have multiple substitutions coming on board now for both teams, I believe. So I believe a timeout is being called. Looks like everyone's coming to the bench. What a fantastic start, and an exciting start, by the way, too. The Hobart Devils just going absolutely oh so well. They're up by 5. 9 plays 4. And Cal Bruden addressing the troops in this timeout. So Curtis Coleman talking it up. I think Curtis is about to come on the floor, so look out. Mack there giving some support as well too. There you go. Look at that. Well, and we try to get the mic in. We couldn't on that occasion, so we apologise for not getting you. We want to get you into the timeouts if we can. So hopefully we do. We might have some technical issues. We've been struggling all day to get things rolling, but we're doing our very best. So let's go. So well, the ball wasn't really inbound. The ball was really dribbled up there. So George with the ball now. Goes inside to Hartrell. Hartrell one-on-one with Big Murray. And then Hartrell knocks it down. Nice turnaround move. And gets it. So Devils by 3 still. Ball off to Timmy Brenton. Brenton goes to Crombie. In turn now to Nash. Here's Big Murray. Goes back to Nash for 3. That one's just off. Radcliffe with the rebound. George bringing it up the floor now. So Hobart looking at a run and gun here. The alley-oop play to Cahill Hartwell. Great work there, but I believe there was a travel called, but we're going to count it on our scoreboard. So we're giving the 2 there. That was a beautiful alley-oop play. Crombie put the fake in and gives it off to Nigel Dunn for the 2. Just long. Hartrell gets the rebound. Here's Tommy Wright. Brings it up the floor now. Going one-on-one against Dunn and makes the up and under. It looks so easy. Great move there by Tom Wright. So Chargers take the lead by 1. 10 plays 9. That's what we expected. Chargers to come back after a hot start by the Devils. So now ball has been kicked across nicely to Crombie. Just off on the 3. And then tip in from Nash doesn't go. Very close. And here's George. George falling in love with the 3. And that's off. Brenton gets the rebound. And we'll give it off to Crombie. Crombie going to bring the ball up. Gives it off to Nash. Back in turn to Crombie. Looks around. Here's Brenton. Just trying to fight. Yeah, nice cut by Dunn, who'll make the easy 2. That's a great move by Nigel Dunn. So, Devils retake the lead. Now, Dever exploring. Gives off to Davey. Davey inside the Hartrell. Back to Davey. Puts up the floater. That's all. Big Murray with the rebound. Big Murray shields, if you don't mind. Good to see he's still running around. Now, Nash in terms of Brenton for 3. Just off. Hartrell with the rebound. He's off and running. Look at him, the big fella. He tries to give it off to Radcliffe and does it in the nick of time. Here's Davey. George for another 3. Yes. Dever George with the 3 knocks it down and Chargers back up by 2 as a substitution will be made. Michael Klapsis comes in for Tommy Wright, the captain, as Tommy takes the seat. So good to see Hobart running some youngsters in this game as well too. Give them good experience and probably some of them first time playing on the big floor here at the deck. As Stiff. Nice fake. Goes one-on-one with Hartrell. Dishes it off. Pass intended to Crombie. Does make it. Crombie puts up an air ball, which is rare to see from the 3-point specialist. Here's Collapses. Looks around. Stops, props. George for another 3. That one misses. George has been about one of about 7, I think, as David Stiff puts up a nice little layup but doesn't go. Collapses gets the the defensive board, and Hartrell will grab this and look to go. Goes one. Oh, he tried to dunk it, and then it doesn't come off. George will put this in for 2 and does. Everyone just being really lazy there, but maybe the older bodies are just giving in it here at some stage. Dunn. I'm sure I'll run it out. Dunn now to Nash. Goes cross-court to Brenton for 3. Bang! Knocks it down. Timmy Brenton winding back the clock there too. So Devils trail by 1. 14 plays 15. Midway through the first. Now we believe it's 4 12-minute quarters as George goes for the answering 3. Doesn't get it. Hartrell gets rejected by Stiff. And ball will go back to Hobart. We've been told it is 4 12s, but they're not fully timed. So it's not like the old days with the fully timed rules, but we do get 4 12-minute quarters, as it was used to be back in the days before we decided to go to 4 10s. So Radcliffe for 3. That's off. Nash with the rebound. Nash up the floor to Dunn, but well deflected by Radcliffe, and Devils will get the ball back. So, really good start. This is what we want from both teams. A nice close game to start off with here. Stiff, nice little pass into Dunn, who makes the reverse. How on earth did he do that? Oh, Nigel Dunn just showing us some tricks as well too. So 16 plays 15. Ball kicking across. Here's George. Goes for another three. Damn it, just letting fly. I think Coach Paul Davies has given him the licence to shoot. Well saved by Nash. Now ball up the floor with Stiff. Putting on some moves. Brenton for back-to-back triples. Yes! Timmy Brenton just showing you why he was one of the best three-point shooters back in the 96 season, as George goes for the up and under and makes the two. Nice response by David George. Mark Bannerbeek on the floor here now. Banner, a big asset to the Chargers as Timmy Brenton goes for triple threes in a row, and that's off. So George putting on some moves. Nice little pass into Collapsis, who now goes in turn to Ratcliffe. Ball kicks across. George for another three. My goodness, David George just putting up a heap of threes, and the ball goes out of bounds. So had a quiet moment between Nigel Dunn and the referee. So Banner to bring up the floor now. Mark Bannerbeek, who puts on both of them put on a poor display there, and George gets the steal. Nice pass to Collapses to Ratcliffe, who missed the layup, and then a 3-second call has been called. So we might see some funny calls today, but all in good fun, of course. So here's Stewart. Bannerbeek now in terms of Stiff. Puts on a nice little move there with the running hook just off. And the tip-in goes in for Nigel Dunn. So Devils up by 4, 21-17. George goes all the way, and use of some body English there, and it drops. Back to 2. Here's Banner. Now here's Dunn. Goes cross-court to Nash. I believe this is on the quarter-time buzzer. Yes, it will count for Mark Nash. And at quarter-time, the Hobart Devils go 24. Hobart Chargers 19.